So your tears been running like a waterfall. Thought the stars would never let you down. And you keep on thinking you could save yourself, but that's love, that's just love. You should know some things will hurt, and you'll end up getting burned. I just hope that you will learn. That's just love, that's just love. You will get back up again, even if you don't know when. And it feels like the world is coming down on you. You have to move on, deal with your broken heart. No matter what you think, you'll never ever get enough of love. Every time you feel the walls are closing in.
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are new. First off, I wanted to say that I have the absolute most amazing community ever. Thank y'all so much for all of your love and support in my last video where I opened up a little bit about myself, and you guys were just so amazing and incredible. I love reading each and every one of your comments and your stories, and I have hands down the best community. If you're new to my channel, my name is Michelle, and I am a busy mom of 2 little girls, Sailor, who is 3, and Savannah, who is 1. If you like having some company while you clean, or having someone you can relate to, or just someone who can really help motivate you, then I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel, because my goal is all 3 of those things. In today's video, I'm really going to be focusing on the kitchen, the living room, our bedroom, and bathroom. So lots of downstairs cleaning. I'll do a little bit of deep cleaning and also some drawer decluttering. So let's get started. I like starting with the simplest task, which for me is unloading the dishwasher and then getting all of the dirty dishes out of the sink. I also wanted to mention that today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. They are an online learning platform, and I have been taking some of the classes over the past month and loving it. So stay tuned. I will let you know a little bit about one of the most recent classes I've taken, which I have learned so much, which I'm excited to share a little bit later on in this video. I have all of Sailor's toys on the counter. I went to get her backpack ready for school, and I picked it up and was like, this backpack is really heavy, and I opened it up and there was just a ton of toys in there. So I just emptied everything out on the counter and am just going through it. I typically put all of their toys by the stairs, and then I will bring it upstairs when I clean out the playroom. As I'm doing this voiceover, they're still sitting by the stairs. So when we ate dinner last night, I picked up this cup, and there is a bunch of, I think it's called the tahini salt. It's like flavored salts that you can put on watermelon or fruit or anything like that. And I think my daughter just poured a ton of it in that cup, but this got me to thinking. So my husband likes to put salt on watermelon and fruit, and I think it is so disgusting. Leave me a comment below. Do you like to have salt and tahini or anything like that on your fruit, or do you just like to eat your fruit plain? So one thing that I have been really bad about, but am becoming more aware about, is utilizing cleaner products. I was approached to try out some of the Arbonne products, and to be completely honest, at first I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to try out anything. I like what I do. But then I started getting curious, and after about a month, I decided to buy the Arbonne Fizz. And what I'm using also is the Skin Elixir. The Fizz is full of all of these clean nutrients that help with energy, and the Skin Elixir has tons of collagen, which is good for your skin, and biotin, which is good for your hair and nails. So I bought both of these products, and I just mix it in with my water in the afternoon to give me a boost of energy. And I was like, okay, I really do like these products, so let me dig a little deeper and see what they're all about. So Arbonne has a skincare, cosmetic, and nutrition line, and they are 100% vegan, plant-based ingredients. They have high clean standards where they prohibit over 2,000 unclean ingredients. They were developed by leading experts, and they go through vigorous safety testing in order to get all of their products certified. I think my issue is that I just don't know what I don't know. And we watch all these movies like Aaron Brockovich, and they come out 10 years later, 20 years, 50 years later and say these products that you've been using for so long cause all of these cancers and cause all of these defects. And, so I'm really starting to look into it. I'm really starting to go the more cleaner route as best I can. And I'm really glad that I was approached by Arbonne, because I genuinely like the product, and I know that what I'm getting is clean, natural, and safe. They have several different flavors of the Fizz, and if you're interested in trying that out, I have a link below. And if you have any questions, you can always find me on Instagram and send me a private message, or you can comment on the link below. So this is the Folex cleaner that I used in my last video on my chair that got out a ton of those makeup and crown stains. So there's a couple spots on my kitchen rug, and I'm just trying it out here to see if it works. This is the rug that I thought that it may have discolored it a little bit, making wherever I sprayed it a lighter, but I think it's just because the rug was so dirty that everything else looked dirty and that one spot looked clean. But this stain remover did a pretty good job on this stain, but I had to keep spraying it. It didn't do as good as it did on the chair, but it was still decent.
Just got so crazy from a simple maybe. It was a long way down. I just feel so heavy without you. Everything we were was just so pretty, pretty enough to almost make me blind. Still denying everything you told me. I'll repeat it in my mind. All our memories goes on and on, flashing up like disco lights on and on. The dance floor where I met you, I danced all alone. Nothing left to prove, yeah, I'm dancing.
When we had the big freeze in Texas and we lost power, my husband had pulled out our refrigerator in order to get the generator back there. And when he pulled it out, he was like, Michelle, we really need to clean behind here. I was like, why? Nobody is underneath the refrigerator or behind the refrigerator. And then when I started cleaning here, it made me think of that. So I was like, you know what? I am going to pull out the refrigerator and clean behind there. Another reason why is we have a bunch of magnets and pictures on the side, and they always fall down. And when they fall down, I can't reach them. So I did pull out the refrigerator. There's some pictures and magnets that I had to pick up, and I'm going to clean behind here. Thinking about the magnets just reminded me kind of a crazy story, because I used to travel a lot for work, and when I did, I would always get a magnet to represent the country or place that I had been. That got me thinking of my very first trip out of the country. My sister and I are a quarter Italian, so we had always wanted to go to Italy. So we had planned to actually do a Mediterranean cruise and go and spend a few days in Italy. We had planned this out for over a year. We had been making payments towards the trip, towards the airplane, the airfare, and we had booked this vacation, and we were so excited about going. And the cruise was to go on the Costa Concordia. Well, if you heard what happened to that cruise ship in 2012, then you can probably guess what happened to our trip. We had booked that exact ship on that exact route in 2012 for March during spring break time because I was still in school, and that cruise ship sank the end of January. If you're not familiar with that story, it's actually really sad what happened. There were some deaths, and it was so tragic. We are so grateful that we weren't on that exact trip, but it was our very first time to go overseas. We had booked that cruise ship, and 4 weeks before our trip, the cruise ship had sank. It was such the craziest thing ever. Like, we just thought, what are the chances of that actually happening? But long story short, we did make it to Italy because our flights were non-refundable, but the trip that we had planned out for over a year with all of our excursions and everything, we had to rethink and replan a 10-day trip, and we had like 3 weeks to do it, and we had no idea what we were doing, where we were going. It was our first time ever out of the country, but it ended up being a lot of fun. Leave me a comment below if you have ever had a crazy last-minute trip plan change, anything like that.
On the regular, I can't take the blame. I'm just here for the night. I want you by my side in the late night with the city lights. Keep you safe and sound. Always stick around and hold you close to me. Keep you company in the late night. Only you and I. All we got is time staying inside and hold you close to me. I can be your company.
So all of my recent cleaning and organizing has started rubbing off on my husband, and he organized his junk drawer nice and pretty, and this is what mine looks like. He put me to shame, and I can barely even open it. I had bought some product a while ago from IKEA to use and do this whole kitchen organization, and I figured that's just going to take me so much time, so I decided just to start with one drawer at a time. Start with the easiest. Well, I don't know if this is the easiest, but it's probably one of the most important drawers. So I'm going to take everything out and reorganize it.
Hold you close to me. Keep you company in the late night. Only you and I. All we got is time staying inside and hold you close to me. Company, be your company. I can be your company. I can be your company. Company, company. Be your company. I can be your company. I can be your company.
Half of the stuff in my junk drawer doesn't belong in my junk drawer. Like, I have bills and mail that I don't want to open. I have a bunch of random stuff. electronics, which we actually kind of created an electronics drawer on the other side of the kitchen. So some of the stuff needs to go over there, and I'll get to that side of the kitchen another time. I'm keeping the girls entertained by giving them donuts, and I just thought it was so funny that Savannah hasn't really had donuts and she is taking the sprinkles off and eating one sprinkle at a time. I thought that was just funny. But I did buy a couple different things to organize drawers with because I have the whole kitchen to do. So I'm just kind of testing out how I want this drawer to function. What do I want to put in this? Everything I got was from IKEA. So option 1 was that gray rubber tray. Option 2 was this plastic container. I don't know if it's really meant for a drawer, but I like that it had all those divided pieces. I was thinking about just taking the lid off of it and keeping those separated drawers. I didn't go in knowing exactly what I was going to do, but I decided to try out this plastic one. The reason being is that when I started thinking about it, I can put in, there's like little lip glosses, there's some of the girls' sunglasses, some scissors, and I don't want the girls in there, so Sailor can open up the drawers and just grab whatever. So I figured if I could keep it closed, that way it's a little bit easier for her not to go in the drawer and just grab everything and take it out. You can already see her trying to pull out her lip gloss and put it on. But for that reason, I decided to keep this one in this drawer. I originally thought I wasn't going to have enough room to put everything back in, but mainly when I went through everything, I realized it doesn't go in this drawer, or I just threw it away, and I actually had a ton of space after I cleaned and sorted and organized everything. I know that I'm obvious, another thing that causes our junk drawers just to get so messy is that we put our mail, anything that's like important mail, we just shove it in a drawer because I don't want to leave it out on the counter. So I saw this cool thing on Tara Henderson's Instagram. She is also a YouTube mom, and I thought it was the coolest thing. It's a smaller divider where you can just put papers or iPads if I needed to like charge the girls' tablets. This way, anything that is important mail, I can just kind of put in the front, and that way it won't go shoved in a junk drawer where I will never find it. Next, I'll head over to our bedroom and get some stuff picked up over there, as well as some laundry done.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things.
So a lot of times whenever I am folding laundry or picking up around the house, I like to listen to a Skillshare class. Skillshare is an online learning platform where just under $10 a month, you can take a wide variety of different classes. I've mentioned them before, and some of the classes that I have previously taken are some help with photography. This way I can take better pictures of the girls. Also, I like the ones that are motivating with self-help, so I've taken some over motivation and building confidence. And the most recent class that I'm taking is called Real Productivity: How to Build Habits That Last. This class in particular is by Thomas Frank, and right now it has over 55,000 students. So this is how I know that it's probably a really good class. One of the things that I love the most about Skillshare is that it is super affordable, but the instructors are set up to where they're having a conversation with you. So it's like a one-on-one class where they're just talking to you like a friend and just giving you some great advice. So it's not like an instructor, like a teacher, but it's more of like, hey, these are things that can really help you out. So what I like about this class right now is that it talks about how to build habits that will help you in the long run. And one of the first things he talks about is goal setting. So some of the goals that I had for myself are, my top goals are to focus on my well-being, which is like my mental health, to focus on my body, which is my physical health, my bank account, which is my financial health, and my business, which are my long-term goals. The next step is to write smaller, tangible, real-life goals that you can turn into a daily habit. So one of my goals for my health may be to eat healthier. So within that, I'm going to break that down to, if I'm going to eat healthier, then that means I have to already know what I'm going to eat throughout the week. So then another goal would be to pre-plan. So I may pre-plan out my meals. So when I go shopping on Sunday for groceries, I already know that I'm going to purchase healthier groceries to eat for the week. Once I can train my brain to start working on those tangible, smaller habits, then that will overall lead to my long-term goal. So that was just a small tip that I learned from his class that I applied to my own goals. If you are interested in checking out Skillshare, then the first 1,000 people to use the link below will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership.
Both hide, no one's gonna steal our time again. We don't have to say much, let our lips touch. I will stay with you until the end. Meet me in the dark.
Now that summer is coming, I have been using my Arbonne self tanner, and it is my favorite self tanner that I have ever used. As I've already mentioned before, Arbonne is all natural and vegan, but this self tanner just gave my skin this beautiful natural tanning glow to it, and it doesn't dry your skin out or make it smell funny or leave it all splotchy, which is why I like the self tanner. I rarely clean this ledge in our bathroom, so when I do clean it, it is always super dusty. I had also planned on cleaning the grout in our shower today based on the top 2 recommendations that I got from you guys, but when I looked back, I did not have the Tide in the powder form. So I needed that, and also the Resolve cleaner, carpet cleaner, which was also another kind of interesting suggestion that I was going to try. But I thought I had it, but it was a different type of carpet cleaner. So I'm going to head to the store and get those, and I'll try that out in the next video. So I'm cleaning out this little potty. I'm using a combination of bleach and water. I'm curious to know, how do you guys feel about all natural chemicals versus using bleach? I'm not 100% one way or the other. Obviously, I'd like to go more natural, but I feel like bleach just kills everything so good. So let me know your opinion. Are you kind of against harsh chemicals? Are you kind of use a combination of both? Are you have you gone completely all natural? Always a bunch of dirt and hair and dust gets stuck on the baseboards, and I feel like there's no way to clean baseboards unless you get on your hands and knees and pretty much clean baseboards. And because I don't like to do that often, then this is what I'm left with. So when I was growing up, we always used the Comet, that powdered bathtub cleaner. And we used to use that and scrub it. And now, as I've gotten older, I've just used bleach or some bathtub spray. So let me know in the comments below, do you still use Comet? Is that better than bleach? Or what is your preference on bathtub cleaner? I also like using a bath mat, so I always have a couple extra on hand. I just left it up there so that when the bathtub dries, I'll put it in. Baby, just so I can make it through the night. Yeah, I will drive and drive and drive and drive. It's been forever since I've cleaned out this little closet. This is where we keep the towels, and I have to hide the diapers and wipes in this closet because my daughter will get all of the diapers, open them out, and put them on her baby dolls and waste the diapers. So I found that I have to hide them. That way she won't get into them. So for the bathroom, I'm going to mop it with the Shark Steam Mop. This is just a removable pad that comes on it so that you can wash it whenever you mop. You just add some water and then you can use it for steam or dust. I've actually only used it for steam. So I would just click the on button, put it on steam, and then wait a few minutes, maybe not even a few minutes, maybe just a minute. And then once it starts steaming, it's hard to see it on this tile, but it'll start mopping it as a steamer. I usually switch between this steam mop and our regular Shark mop. I like the regular Shark mop because I feel like it has solution in it and it cleans, whereas this just kind of steams it. But you can see it a lot better when I do it on the wood floor, how it is steaming it. If I just used the mop maybe a week or so ago and I'm just going back over the floors, then I might switch to the steamer. But if it's been a long time since I've actually mopped, then that's when I'll bring out the other mop. But leave me a comment below, do y'all use a steam mop or do you use a regular mop? Or if you have both, when do you decide when to use one or the other? Here's an example of where you can see the side that I used it on and the side that I didn't. So lastly, I'm going to make a delicious crock pot honey glazed salmon. I go in to get my crock pot and I think my girls had just put a bunch of random stuff in there and I didn't even know it. So I rinsed out my crock pot. But for this recipe, what you're going to do is get 2 to 4 pieces of salmon and place them in a crock pot. Next thing you're going to do is make the sauce, which is 1/3 cup of sriracha, about a tablespoon or so of soy sauce. I just kind of put a little squirt in there, and then 1/3 cup of honey. Also, I would have added a lemon and a lime, but because I didn't have it, I just added a little bit of lemon juice. Next, you're just going to mix it all up together to create the sauce. You're just going to glaze that sauce over each of the salmon pieces. The sriracha in the sauce does make it a little bit spicy, so what I did for my daughter was kind of just scrape it off, or next time I probably just will leave one that does not have the glaze on it. But then the last thing I did was add some lemon pepper. So this doesn't take as long to cook in the crock pot, so I just put it on low heat for 1 hour. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you like this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.